Hello, my little loves. I thought I would come on here and do a little bit of a reading vlog. I feel like I've done one at every time I've had some kind of job change in my life, and this is very similar. I have recently finished my job as an animal technician at a college. Unfortunately, the course was discontinued. They stopped running it, or they're due to stop running it this academic year, so this was the last one. And I didn't really want to go into the labs because that was the only other kind of placement they could put me in without having to interview and stuff like that. It was kind of good for, in case I didn't find anything. I would have been grateful to not been completely out of a job, but in hindsight, I'm not a scientist in that way, and I think I would have really struggled with all like the lab practicals and things like that. But I am excited to announce that I start my new job next Monday. So today is Monday the 13th, and my new job is, they call it customer service assistant in a library. I'm a librarian, very excited about that on Monday. I'm so excited. So I thought I would just show some little snips here and there of this week, kind of, transitioning into it. Luckily, I had a couple of days still owed when they broke it down pro rata, how many days I was owed holiday. I went to take that, and then fresh week starting on the Monday. So I've got a week off, or I think it was more close to 10 days because my last day was last Thursday and I finished like a half day sort of thing. I am so excited for this new chapter in my life. Very different to everything that I studied for at uni, but books and animals have always been my passions. You guys probably would have known that, having followed for a while. So I'm excited to delve more into the book side of things and just customer service. I feel like, I don't want to jinx it, but I've always enjoyed helping people. And, the library is oftentimes the heart of a community. So just giving back to the community and all the different events they do and bits and bobs like that, I'm really excited to get involved in. So yeah, that is a little bit of an announcement there. I'm so excited. I've been trying to get into some library work on and off for some years. 2 years ago, I volunteered at the Summer Reading Challenge, and that was a lot of fun. And it was good to see kind of more behind the scenes, a little bit more into their day-to-day life, because it's all well and good saying, oh, I want to do that, but it's good to kind of research and volunteer where you can, just to kind of see if that would actually suit you. There's so much more to it. It's very community based, very customer service heavy, and I'm just excited to discover what kind of skills I can enhance with that. I have also this week started the gym back again. I hadn't been for 10 months. I cancelled my last subscription because I was moving house, and now I'm all settled in, new job and everything like that. I thought, let me start up, because I just miss feeling fit, like healthier and strong. So that's kind of like my focus really. I just want to feel good inside. So I went for my first session today. That was really good. I had a good workout. I am now about to go shower. I want to wash my hair, but I think I'm just going to wash it with like conditioner, because I'm planning on dyeing it at the very end of the week, so I don't want to like strip it out too much, but it needs a little bit of a rinse. I also want to try these new things I've got called lengthen locks, which basically stretches out your hair but keeps the curls. So I might try that on this video. So yeah, I'll give that a go. I was jamming out a bit too hard, so I completely forgot filming putting these things in. On application, it kind of reminds me of when people do like sock curls, but this is how it looks. It's basically like mesh, and it's by the brand called Moonlit Ringlets, who are the ones that developed this. This is the official product. I did wait a while for it, but I think it was coming from America, and I know they really check with customs. My parcel was really mashed up, and there was like sellotape just stuck around it from where they like roughly ripped it open. Anyway, it came in this like little baggie, and yeah, it's got all the how-to instructions. I've watched quite a few videos. I feel like they need more content though on different ways to utilize it, different hair lengths, because you see the same couple of videos just kind of reused. So I would like to see different people on there and kind of having real life application. The game is just to kind of lengthen out the hair without heat, or you can use heat if you want. See how it goes. It's quite a warm day, so hopefully my hair will dry relatively decent quickly. It just says the length unlock prevents hair from shrinking as it dries, maintaining its length. The difference you can expect depends on how much shrinkage you have, around 2 inches if it shrinks 2 inches, 5 inches if it shrinks 5 inches, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm just gonna be walking around like this. It is such a contrast from yesterday. It's like raining, really fine rain that I feel like you don't realise how much it's soaking you until you get indoors. And it's like continuous, so not the nicest rain, but to be honest it's quite refreshing at the same time. But it's like in comparison to how sunny yesterday was, it's just, oh, such a difference. I have been to the gym again today, just got back in. I'm about to have a shower, but I've got a little bit of shopping I need to sort out. I'll show you a couple of things. I went to H&V. It's my partner's 30th birthday at the end of the month. This is not for him, but I thought I'd show you this too. I got a Don't Touch Me, I'm Scared top. I didn't even realise these like merch was a thing for them. I didn't know that they'd come out with some clothing. I was actually looking at the Care Bears jumpers, but they were like 65 quid a pop, and I was like, don't really want to spend that on one thing. I've been going over the top. It's like a big birthday. I wanted to get lots of little things. So he's been loving Demon Slayer. I think he's finished it now, to be honest. But I got him one of the characters. Who is this? I don't actually know his name. And it's written not in English. So yeah, this guy also loves Yu-Gi-Oh! So I got this set of 4 coasters for him as well. I'm gonna have to chuck those somewhere to hide them and wrap them up. Yeah, that's it really. Other things are just regular groceries. But yeah, I just thought I'd check in. I've honestly been so bad, I feel, with updating you, even though I only started it yesterday. But I'm so out of the loop now of vlogging that I just forget to take like little B-roll clips and things like that. And it just does not enter my mind until it's well past the time to be doing it. But yes, hello, still here. I think at the end of the week at some point I want to sit down and do kind of like a little wrap up section, because I've been reading so much. I've had a load of books that is due to expire on the Audible Plus catalogue, so I've been getting through quite a few of those. So I knew at the end of the month it would be quite a hefty thing to go through with like wrap up wise, so I thought if I included some of that in this video, it'd be nice just for the content and also to break it up for me at a later date. So I probably will do that as a more chill kind of run through. But yes, that is me for now. I'm going to sort out this stuff and then hop in the shower. That's how my hair came out, by the way, from using those like mesh things by Moonlit ringlets. I have had the top half in a little half up, half down whilst I was at the gym, and I've only just like taken it down. But it stretched it out nice, and like you can still see my curl pattern. Look at that little ringlet, how cute. So yeah, I'm impressed with it. It's very moisturized, like the mesh material didn't take out any of the moisture. If anything, I think I might have overdone it with the moisture, because I really did think it would absorb some of it. But no, I'm looking forward to playing some more and just keeping my hair stretched out but still in its somewhat curly state. I like it, I really do. I feel like I might need to get a couple more though, because I prefer it's kind of gathered together. I don't think I smoothed them out like enough, do you know what I mean? So I feel like if I have more pieces and have smaller sections, it might give me more of the sort of even circumference that I'm after. I just got a dive piercing today. It's pretty. I'll talk more about it in a later clip. How pretty is that? Hello, ignore this irritating friend I have renting for a very good price on my face right now. That sounded kind of dodgy actually. I was, with all intents and purposes, gonna go to the gym today, and then I just didn't. The other half's just gone to work, so it was a really lazy day. And when we got home yesterday, it was a lazy day as well, so I feel really sluggish for, you know, going to the gym like back to back in 2 days, I suppose, and then not keeping that streak up. But I fully intend to go tomorrow, and quite possibly Sunday as well. I had to think about that day. It's not Thursday, it's Friday. That's why it's thrown me off. I was going to say maybe twice over the weekend, but the weekend is here. Anyway, I thought I'd properly come over here, do a little sit down. I've just done a load of washing up. The place is much more tidy, and I feel like less guilt just sitting and chatting with you guys. So I want to talk to you a little bit about my new piercing. So I went yesterday and got it done. The situation was, I had a beautiful piece of jewelry popped in here, Unfortunately, after like a couple of days, I noticed it was stabbing into my like nose, into that little bridge piece there. So it was a bit too snug for my septum. This is a piercing I've had for a little while now, so it was literally just a jewelry change. I just wanted to get some new jewelry for it. Ended up speaking to the piercer, and she was so lovely about it. Switched it out to this, which was pretty much, yeah, no additional cost, and then offered to use that piece of jewelry that was in my nose for something else. So I just have to cover the cost of the sterilisation and like a heavily discounted fee of popping it in my ear, you know. So I ended up getting the dive, which is something that I've wanted for a long while now. It's got a heavy amount of discourse on whether or not it helps with migraines or not, because the piece of cartilage that it goes through can act as some sort of acupuncture and stimulates a piece of the ear that helps release an active agent or something. I'm talking a load of bullshit. It just helps relieve symptoms of migraine, the pressure of it. However, some piercers have completely disagreed with that and said, you know, they're not acupuncturists. They don't have the medical know-how in that regard of an acupuncturist. So why would they feel comfortable saying, yes, come to us, we can give you that piercing and cure your migraines, you know? So it is kind of like a person by person thing. Some people in the piercing industry kind of specialize in things of that nature, more of like a holistic approach to medicine, I suppose you could say. And I guess they believe that they can provide you pain relief in that regard. And then others are like, no, that's not what I do. It's for the aesthetic, beautiful piece of jewelry, and that's it. But I guess, you know, if you get the additional benefits of pain relief or even a placebo effect, I'd be grateful for that, because I am a long time like chronic migraine sufferer. So I guess I can keep you updated on if I get anything with that. But again, you know, it wasn't advertised as migraine relief. At least my piercer isn't one to advertise that that's what it is for. It's just a beautiful piece of piercing jewelry. So I have a little bit of it might be gunky, I'm not really sure, but let me just show you how that's looking. I've pretty much left it alone as per instructions, just washing it with the running water from the shower, and yeah, it's feeling all right. When I got it pierced, I used to do whole videos dedicated to when I got new piercings, so I guess I'll just implement it into this. But when I got it pierced, I was laying down on their surgical bed thing, flat on my back, really tilted my head to the left, and oh my gosh, you feel a pressure as it goes in. Some reason I was really expecting a pop, but mine didn't pop. Apparently my cartilage there is softer than you would imagine, so I'm guessing that's why it wasn't as tough to get the needle through. So yeah, it was like, oh whoa, a shock, and my leg went funny because then there's a lot of tugging. It's such a tight area. There's a lot of tugging, like putting that hoop in there, and oh, my legs were going. But if I'd had to rate it out of 10, I'd probably say 7 out of 10. But it wasn't necessarily like pain, it was just discomfort, I would say. So it was a little bit of pain, but it was mostly like the pulling and the prodding to get the jewelry in. Other than that, it was literally like, oh, this weird pressure sensation of the needle going in, because she does like freehand piercing. She doesn't use she uses like just a needle, no what do you call it, clamp or anything like that. To be honest, I don't think you'd be able to clamp that area anyway. It's like, I can't imagine how you'd be able to put a clamp in there. It was a really quick, nice, easy piercing in that regard. There was no blood for me. So I'm just hopeful that it heals nicely. It can take up to a year. I'm told to expect it to be like a bitch throughout the whole process, and then one day it'll just be like, oh, it's fine. It's just one of those piercings I fully intend on just leaving alone, forgetting that it's there, and just living its little life, you know. But I love it. It's beautiful. I'm so glad I got to keep this piercing jewelry, because I went for the color scheme because it has purple in it, and purple was my mum's favorite color. So I would have been so sad if it, like, I had to chuck it away or something, because obviously nobody else could have used it. It's been in my body, you know. So I'm so happy she suggested, oh, I can sterilize it and put it in another part of your anatomy, you know. So that's what we did, and I'm super happy about it. And then we had a lovely walk around. It was really hot, I'm not gonna lie. I felt kind of sick yesterday, even before the piercing, just because it was so like muggy and dense, but there was no humidity in the air, so I didn't feel like I was sweating, but I just felt like, oh my god, I need to peel my skin off. I feel so over warm, you know. And I've probably said before, but I like overheat very quickly, so I was going through bouts of trying to not to feel faint, but then at the same time I needed to be outside, so we went for kind of a long walk. I probably shouldn't have gone for a long walk, but it was a bit uphill and a bit downhill, but after that I kind of felt better, to be honest. It's just pushing through it. It's a lovely couple of days. I think these last couple of days off in between jobs has been really nice for me. I've enjoyed, although I felt guilty being like indoors and not going to the gym the last couple of days, even though I was out and about yesterday, I've enjoyed that balance of starting the gym, getting into a routine. I just want to eat what I want to eat, but feel fit and healthy inside, like obviously to an extent. I don't want to be scoffing my face with, like, it's snacks and sweets that gets to me. I eat good in terms of like dinners and lunch and breakfast and things like that. It's just the snacking. But yeah, I just want to feel healthy inside and fit, so I like that I've had the balance of, you know, 2 days gone to the gym. I don't feel like I've done a disservice to my body in the meantime. You know, I did a really long walk even though I was feeling kind of sick, you know, in and around getting my new piercing yesterday. Today's been a true doss about day. I've just sat and done nothing all day, and I do feel a bit guilty about it, but it's been a good blend. It's been a good blend. Anyway, I thought I'd show you a couple of things that have come into my possession. The first one is book related. I am on Black Crow's PR team, which is fantastic, and I got approved for Adrian Chbosky's newest release, The Service Model, which is about artificial intelligence becoming sentient, and it's described to be as the Murderbot books meets In the Lives of Puppets, I think someone said. I think that's what it was tagged as. To fix the world, they must break it further. Humanity is a dying breed, utterly reliant on artificial labour and service. When a domesticated robot gets a nasty little idea downloaded into its core programming, they murder their owner. The robot then also discovers they can do something else they never did before. They can run away. Fleeing the household, they enter a wider world they never knew existed, where the age-old hierarchy of humans at the top is disintegrating into ruins, and an entire robot ecosystem devoted to human well-being is having to find a new purpose. I'm looking forward to trying this. I have been enjoying Adrian Chbosky's works. Within the last couple of months, I've been going on kind of like a backlist binge, I suppose. I have read, which ones? I've read the first 2 books in the Echo of the Fall trilogy and the first book in the Final Architecture trilogy. So that's the Echo of the Falls is like fantasy, and the Final Architecture is sci-fi. And then I've also read Alien Clay, which was the release just before this. I feel like it only came out recently as well, and that was fantastic. I was on the book tour for that too, so I think I'm looking to see what dates are available to see when I should put it out, a post. But if the dates aren't compatible, I'll still talk about it when I read it anyway. So yeah, that was a nice surprise, because you never really get like a yes, it's confirmed, or just surprisingly get a book arrive or an email to say, right, you should have received this by now, and I'm like, oh okay, awesome, which is always a lovely surprise. So yeah, this is Service Model by Adrian Chbosky. Got a good luck in my new job card from one of my bestest friends. He got me this gorgeous card here. This is by mariegoodchild.com, and the art is inspired by wildflowers, tea wildflowers found on countryside walks amongst the hedgerows, which is so beautiful. And it says on the front, good luck with your new chapter. I love that. And inside was this bookmark, which yeah I love it, and it's a metal one as well. Vinted, I just got some stuff for nails. I've been doing my nails recently, so this is the fruit of my labour recently. There was supposed to be little flowers on there, but I think I put too much product and they went a bit splodgy. They kind of give me like SpongeBob SquarePants vibes, I don't know why. Anyway, I picked up this set. This is the Gel Nail Polish. They're the Soak Off UV LED cured ones. I also on Amazon just bought a little tiny pack of brushes and the little dotting tools. And I also got a secondhand UV lamp as well. So these are the colours in here, very earthy, like mid-tones, autumnal colours, which I am all about. Last two are two boxes from Lavender Violets. This one is bright colours. Oh, the other one's also bright colours, but they're like different tones. So there's this, and it's got all the information on the back, which is really helpful, like instructions on how to use. And then inside, it just feels so like nicely put together. You've got your base coat, top coat, and also a matte coat, and then a variety of colours. This just looks beautiful. I think some of these in here are shimmery as well, but I haven't opened every one. Like, I didn't want to like just waste them if they've not been all used before. I didn't want to just open them for no reason. But these are the beautiful bright colours, which I think I might play with come the summertime. But the ones I gravitated towards for this set is this one. It's giving autumn vibes. These are the colours. So some of these ones were shimmery because I was going to go for this colour at first, and then I opened it and it was all like sparkly, and I was like, I don't want that. So I've got this one here that I've got on my nails, and then I've got, I think it's this lightish grey here, which is like the flowers on the majority one, and then it's just like a reverse on the ring finger. Look how pretty they are. Oh, I'm so excited. I just want to continuously paint my nails, but then I feel like that would just damage them if I just keep taking them off and putting them on, yada yada yada. Anyway, that is all the beautiful bits and bobs I got recently. I have been reading a lot, of course. I feel like I've read and finished so many books since I last sat down and spoke to you. I don't think I've properly sat down, to be fair, but I have been trying to like race against time, because a lot of the books that I had on Audible that were free was expiring from the Plus catalogue today. So today was the final day, and I was like, okay, let me see how many of these I can read. And let me quickly, I don't know, I think I might have gotten through about 5 of them within 4-ish days, I want to say, upon realizing that they were due to expire. So yeah, the others, they're still there unless they get taken off completely. I just have to use my credit now or buy them to listen to them. So I thought whilst I'm here, I will give you a little bit of a wrap up meanwhile, and I might come back again later depending, to talk a little bit more about some other books. Yeah, again, as I said earlier in the video, it kind of breaks down, makes it a bit easier when it comes to filming wrap-ups later on, and the editing process is a little bit nicer, and I'm very mindful of the fact that starting a new job in a couple of days, I might not be as accessible to brain power to sit down and just edit things, you know, for the funsies. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's start with The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. This was the second, technically, book in the Practical Magic. This was one of the prequels, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. For the Owens family, love is a curse that began in 1620. However, the Owens children cannot escape love, even if they try. Franny and Jet will grow up to be the revered and sometimes feared aunts in Practical Magic, while Vincent, their beloved brother, will leave an unexpected legacy. This honestly was just everything that I had up until this point, you know, just expected Alice Hoffman's Owens books to be. Beautifully generational, tragically heartbreaking, and absolutely moving. The way the aunt's story transitioned at the end seamlessly into the start of Sally and Gillian's story that we get in Practical Magic, you know, the first book, was just so effortlessly done. I will say, major thing that was gross and icky was the incest and underage stuff. It was unexpected, super gross. I feel like the plot could have evolved without any of that, but it was there. The book has been read. It is what it is. With all that aside, pushing that out of my mind, I adored the book. It was a fantastic continuation to the story, and I loved getting more. There's a neighbour, I thought he was staring into my house. I loved getting more information on the aunts. That just felt just so mysterious in the first book and a little bit scary. Next up was one of the books that was on the set to expire books through Audible. This is Aliens Vasquez by Guy Castro, which I gave a 3.5 stars. Even before the doomed mission to Hadley's Hope, Jeanette Vasquez had to fight to survive. Born to an immigrant family with a long military tradition, she looked to the stars for a sanctuary, but life pulled her back down to earth. This was my first time reading any sort of book within the Aliens universe. I had previously, I think last year, gone through, I don't want to say all, but the majority, because I feel like there are a couple of movies that I've missed within the Aliens versus Predator universe. But I was going through all the movies around last year. I think I've got a video on them actually that I can link if I remember to do so. But this was my first foray into reading anything about it, and this would also now be my third book by V. Castro. For the most part, I really enjoyed listening to this story, but it was pretty much just background entertainment for me. Also, however, though, I couldn't ignore the fact that the story was super strong and the characters were well fleshed out. I just think it was such a intimidating book to just dive in, because there's so many books within the Alien universe, and it was such a random one to just pick up. But I think you could start anywhere, really. I felt I was probably just overwhelmed, so it made for better background entertainment for me. Next up is the final book and the final story to the Owens' tale, and this is The Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. This is book number 4, so this is the proper conclusion. So it's technically like duology and then 2 prequels. This is the breathtaking conclusion that celebrates mothers and daughters, sisters and brothers, and anyone who has ever been in love. It was an absolutely magnificent conclusion. I was so sad to complete this story and kind of step away from this family who I had grown to love over the 4 books, really. I feel like I read them in quite quick succession, and now I'm almost left bereft. Like, what do I do? When you've just finished a good story and you're like, what do I do with my time now? I also love one thing that Alice Hoffman seems to do really well is to celebrate the stories of older characters. As well as the latest, newest generation, you still get that focus and that theme of you're starting with a character maybe from birth or from childhood and growing with them. It's like, so often I feel like in even more modern publishing books, life is over, or you're told life is over after 30, and so you get all these new 20-year-olds younger, and it's just like, it's not reality though. So I really loved that there was an emphasis on older characters, and even older characters starting their lives again. For example, Vincent's case, or falling in love again after being so succumbed to this curse within the Owens family that made them feel that they couldn't fall in love because awful things would happen to those around them that they opened up that vulnerability to. So it was such a nice breath of fresh air to have a lot of our characters be on the older side of 30. I honestly really wish there would be a TV show series of this. I feel like it could, if it was ever picked up. I don't know if there's anything in the works. This is just me randomly going off on a tangent, but I feel like it would make such an amazing series. The detail that it could go into for all 4 books would be amazing. I've still yet to watch the movie, but I hope to eventually, and maybe do a little comparison thing. But oh my god, a TV show where they can properly flesh out each book would be amazing. The last book I'll talk about for right now is The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. This is a 4 out of 5 stars read for me, and again, it was another one of the set to expire books. We are following a young travelling salesman who is randomly overnight transformed into a giant beetle-like creature, and in turn becoming an utter disgrace to his family, an outsider in his own home, and an altogether alienated man. Such a bizarre, unusual short story, just shy over 200 pages, but it was so odd. It was odd in a good way, though. I feel like we are really kind of centered in this philosophical theme of a fall from grace as the family takes Gregor, who's our main character, his metamorphosis in this disdain, this disgust, without really ever trying to figure out, 1, why this has happened to him, 2, how this has happened to him, and 3, how can we convert him back, or at least make him comfortable as he is now and not isolate him and make him feel even more disgusting than he already does. They were just so incredibly dislikable as individuals, and then acting as a whole unit together. None of them seemed to have, other than the sister at times, none of them seemed to have any compassion for Gregor, who was really the breadwinner of the family, the one that was providing for them. They just had this almost hatred of him for finding himself in this situation, and them having to now find other means to secure the family income. And yeah, they just locked him in a room and ignored him when they could, and shouted at him and beat him when they couldn't. It was disgusting, and the tale was so interesting and odd. It made me think a lot of, in terms of things like philosophy, family, you know, more specifically like classism, things like that. Oftentimes you are just a tool for others' benefits. Like when you can no longer serve, I know this is a very extreme like scenario, but when you can no longer serve those that you thought loved you purely because they were your family and you loved them, quickly find out that as soon as you're indisposed, no, they wouldn't do the same for you, and you're now a burden to them. It's just so sad. It really makes you think, and I think that was the whole point of this story when it originally came out. It's kind of like a older piece. That's all I'll talk about for right now. I'll probably catch up with you maybe tomorrow or something, and yeah, I'll see you in a second. I'm getting back into Murtagh. I picked this up, it must have been like January or February, and I'm only just picking it back up now. I had so many like priority reads, and even though this was my highly acclaimed book, I was so excited for this one, and whenever I picked it up I was enjoying it, but then I had like I sort of overexerted myself in the book tours, so yeah, I haven't picked this up for a solid couple of months, and I got into, I think I was on page 136. I've also now got a Audible credit for the audiobook. I don't know why I said it like that, so I'm going to try and get to like an end of a chapter, or just see how far until my eyes start to fog, and then I'll find the accompanying chapter within Audible so I can like listen as I read. I feel like it might jolt me because I've never listened to a Christopher Polini book before. I've only ever physically read, so I don't know how that experience is going to go. Sometimes when I've read a particular book in one certain way, I've got to continue it in the same way. Do you know what I mean? But we shall see. I'm just hopeful that if I do just stick the audiobook on, I'll get through it much quicker and enjoy it and appreciate the narrative and all of that. So we shall see. I just needed someone to bear witness to my silliness, but as he was thinking, he had a sudden intense sense of familiarity, as if he'd already lived this moment. So did I, and I realised it's because I'd already read up to this point, which makes sense because this is a clear chapter break. But I was like, I'm getting deja vu. I swear I've done this before. And then he said the exact thing I was thinking. I am so hot. Everyone's out enjoying the sunshine, and so I've seen like so many neighbours, like people that I know in passing, had so many natters on the way home, and they're enjoying the sunshine, and I'm in this big black hoodie with shopping and just done a workout, visited my nanny, and I just want to get home, but also I want to say hello and chat to my neighbours and my friends, you know. But all I'm thinking is, do I smell? I can feel sweat. Is it trickling down? Can they see it? I'm finally indoors. It is just gone 4 p.m. and I'm ready for a shower. Honestly, I feel kind of gross just sitting on the sofa now because I can feel my back sweat like peeling into everything. So I'm gonna have a shower, and I'm also gonna probably dye my hair, and then I think that'll be the end of this vlog. I did want to show you that I've caved a little bit, and I bought one of those Stanley cups, or Stanley adjacent, because I don't think they're called... No, this is called an Atlas cup. I got it in WH Smith, and let me balance you here for a second. Look at it. Isn't it cute? This is Manor Atlas, that's the brand. Stainless steel tumbler with protective straw topper. All my glass bottles are just like breaking, like my stainless steel bottles. They're not breaking, but like I'm finding there's weakness in the lids and like doing them up. Sometimes when they tilt, it's leaking, so it's not structurally secure, so it's not structurally secure anymore, which is obviously like besides the point. So I decided kind of on a whim to just get a new bottle, and then I saw this one. I was like, ooh, perfect. Everyone has been loving these lately, so I'm going to give it a little rinse before I use it, but I just want to kind of take it out of the packaging to see it in all its glory. I got this gorgeous colour. It's like a grey blue kind of shade, and it feels nice. It's got like that matte texture, which is ever so appealing to the fingers. And yeah, you can have hot drinks or cold drinks in it. You can take the straw out and pop the little hot stopper there, and then obviously keep it for the cold one. It's nice, and it just fits so perfectly in the hand. Like, it feels really secure, and it's got a little stopper for the straw as well, which is awesome. I am excited to try it. I hope I like it. It does look like, be careful like when you're throwing it around and you've got the straw option, because this is kind of wide, but I am excited to use it, and I'm looking forward to having a bottle that does not leak and spill water everywhere. Jump scare. So as you can see, I didn't dye my hair yesterday. I ended up feeling sick. The heat, man, it just gets me. Like, I know we're always complaining about the weather. I, for one, am not one of those. I do not really enjoy when the sunshine is out. I enjoy it for like maybe 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is nice, this is lovely. But I end up with one of two things, or maybe all of them: a migraine or feeling faint and sick. I felt faint and sick and a touch of like a bit delulu, and that's what happened yesterday. So I didn't think it would be wise standing up for ages, like sectioning out my hair with like the scent of dye, do you know what I mean? And then the thought of having to sit there or stand there, wash it out, then style it, it was just too much. So I thought, let me start early today. It's now like, it's nearly 12:20. I didn't get up like until an hour ago. I went to bed at 1 a.m. I don't know what's happening. I need to kick that to the curb because tomorrow is the start of my new job and I need to be fresh for that. So the plan is my vow to dye my hair in a minute. I'm going to finish up my coffee, my fuel, and then get to doing that. So I don't know if I can be bothered, honestly, to show you the process. I always make such a mess and I get a bit overwhelmed with like the pausing and stuff, and I just don't like the camera running for that long. I don't know why. So I'm probably just going to show you after and then close out the vlog like I promised I would. Bye. I think probably my favourite part of hair dyeing is the alchemy side, where I can custom make like all my colours. I've mixed a couple of oranges and yellows together, different shades of green. I had this Bleach London one. Hold on. This one just doesn't do a lot on my hair. I didn't realise when I bought a load of these that they were the really soft colours, the pastel ones, which are really pretty. But my hair is just not that light for the majority of it. Like the ends are pretty porous and light because sometimes the bleach carries down there and it's, you know, the oldest part of my hair. But this just doesn't stick anywhere else. So I mixed it with my Adore to get like more of a custom adhesion in colour. So yeah, I've got a variety of things that I used to flip and change between. So yeah, I'm making a variety of shades for my rainbow hair. These are the colours I'm working with, also keeping out anything that I'm using straight from the bottle as well. So we'll see, mix and match, we'll figure it out as we go along. Okay, so at the moment I have got the bottom half of my hair done, which to be fair isn't much because I've got quite a deep undercut, but I've got two stripes. So I've split the bottom half on each side, so think of it as like quadrants, right? So there's two halves here, two halves here. This bottom half I've split into three sections. Section 1 and 3 I've done yellow. Wow, this is getting extra. Section 2 in the middle is orange. I've done the same over here. I guess it would have been funky if I did the opposite, but I didn't think of that. And then, oops, on the top here we've got the other two half sections of that original quadrant, right? I think I'm gonna do like a mixture of pink, purples and blues. Well, I know I'm going to do a mixture. I just don't know about the layout yet. I've got the most hair on the top and it's the thickest around the crown. So this probably will be split into maybe 4 sections on each side. So a total of 8 sections on the top. And I think I've got about 4 colours, I think. Potentially, maybe even 5 colours that I can use on the top. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mess to rinse out. To be fair, I say that. Whenever I do colours, it doesn't get as messy rinse out wise as I'd expect. Like, yeah, I get a little bit of the colours running in. Touch wood, I bet it's going to be a mess now. But it's never been super, super crazy. But I do try and stick to the sections. So hopefully it will stay in the sections when I'm rinsing out. We shall see, we shall see. But this is what I'm dealing with at the moment. Okay, this is how the colour's looking on the head. I've just finished the application. Let's see how the back's looking. Yeah, not too rough, not too rough. I think I've got all the parts coloured. Luckily, I've got my root. Like, I'm really enjoying my rooted look. So it doesn't really matter if the colour doesn't hit like scalp. Well, it shouldn't be hitting scalp anyway, but you know what I mean? Just because I've got that nice block, so it should blend a little bit better even if I have messed up. But yeah, I am liking how it's sunk in already. Clearly my hair is thirsty from being out in the sun the last couple of days. But this is how it's looking. When it's all washed out and everything, I'll show you how it looks and bid you my farewells. Okay, pre-styling, just a little bit of hair cream in it before I go. I don't know if I want to do anything to it really. I love how my curls are popping, but here we are. Here is the finished look. It's really cute. I like it. I'm really happy with the sectioning and how everything came out. Oh, it's so cute. Super pretty. Hopefully it wears nicely as it fades and stuff, and yes, I really love it. Woohoo! It brings a lot of dimension. But anyway, that is it for this video. Bit random, I know, bit all over the place as well. Anyway, I will thank you very much for watching this video, and I shall see you in another one soon. Bye.